Alright. Looks like everything's running okay. Welcome everybody to my live stream. Today I'm going to be working on some Funko Pops. One is a character named Justice. These are both indie characters. And also a Funko Pop of one of the members on Tuskegee Heirs. So, yeah. Let me get some sculpt going, and then I'll start painting Justice. I pretty much did most of the sculpt work on Justice, and then I'll paint that until it's time to do some sculpt work. Hope everybody's having a good day. Keep forgetting to get that song out of my playlist. Gotta make sure you have equal parts. Just kind of eyeball it. I know some people that actually like weigh out their portions to make sure it's exact, but I don't go that far. So I'm basically kneading the sculpt together till it's a consistent color. In this case, my sculpt is white, so gotta keep kneading it together until it's a consistent color, and then I'll give it about 30 minutes before I start sculpting with it. Yep, so there we go. Gonna set my timer for for 30 minutes. Richie, how's it going, man? Am I still doing porgs? I have a bunch of like regular porgs that I can work on, but uh, no one has asked me to make them. I actually picked up like a bunch from Five Below that I saw, so I snagged up like 5 or 6 of them. But uh, ever since we stopped going to conventions, I stopped kind of making them. But I'd be more than happy to make some more. But with when Baby Yoda showed up, Porter's kind of went out of style real quick. Porgs were the new minions. Porgs were the new minions, and then Baby Yoda showed up and took their limelight. There's a new exclusive one at Target, like besides like the giant one. Oh, it has a swing spread. I think they had like a chase variant that was that had it like that. But I wouldn't put it past them to make an official one. Yeah, I think the ones that I have in stock they're all like sad-eyed ones. Probably because it's like no one wanted to buy us. It's so weird what people end up getting into. And most of the time, I kind of just make stuff on a whim, where I was just like, yeah, minions seem kind of cool. Let me kind of do some like superhero minions, and then that funded my convention going for what 2 or 3 years, something like that, if not more. And like the porgs like paid for my heroes gone, pretty much. Oh, Richie, yeah. So I opened up the Into the Cosmos expansion, the newest legendary expansion, and it comes with little tokens for shards now. So like on one side of the little token, the coin token, it's a number one in the shard, and then on the flip side, it's usually like it's either 2, 3, or 5, and there's like at least 9 to 12 tokens that came with it. Did the Guardian set have those tokens too? I don't remember if it did or not. But yeah, I think the shards are the same though. Like I don't remember. Like I can't for some reason I don't have mine. But I mean it comes with like the actual like cardboard coin type things for shards. Oh, okay. Because maybe my set didn't have it. Because I don't know why I wouldn't have kept those if I did buy it. Maybe I just remembered wrong. Because like I had like what I ended up doing was using the blank cards. Do I have the Guardians of the Galaxy expansion? Yes. Yeah. For some reason I don't have it packed with me. Maybe I just decided to throw them away. I don't know. Or maybe I didn't take them out of the box. I don't know. Well, Into the Cosmos has another set. Because like for a while I was using the blank cards that came from the other expansions, and I just made like some stickers for the shards, and I was using that as my shards. So yeah, once you get the Into the Cosmos set, you're gonna have another set then. Yeah, I paid the extra money just to pay for shipping, and I got mine from Miniature Market. Is Marvel Champions another card game? It's a co-op, but the player only controls one hero. Okay. Is it more fun than Legendary? Or you haven't tried it out yet? And you're just like a Marvel card completionist. Because I know you are. Yeah, the last thing I need is to invest in another card game. Legendary is almost getting a little too ridiculous now. Like carrying everything. I don't know if you saw the way I store everything. I have these like stacked plastic bins that latch onto each other. But there was one time I brought it with me during like a comedy gig, and I was bringing everything into the hotel, and like it was one of those ones where you pull up, right to your door of the hotel. And when I was carrying it, like it was kind of like a flimsy handle, and the handle broke off, and like it just fell, and just like cards, like one, like a whole, like thousands of cards just like sprayed out into the parking lot, and I was just sitting there trying to pick them all up. Thankfully it didn't rain, but holy shit, I was so mad and frustrated. And then they were all like on penny sleeves, right? So I can't just like grab a whole bunch of them and just like throw them in a box. Like they were so slippery. I was traveling with them because I was gonna play while I was in the hotel, like, before, while I was waiting, because I was gonna be there for a weekend, so I was just gonna play in the hotel room while I was before gigs, while I was hanging out in the hotel. But I spent like the whole day. But I spent the whole day just like sorting through them. Sorting through them again. And I think I ended up still missing one cable card out of all of them, which is pretty impressive that I dropped all those cards and I was only missing one. Yeah, I mean it was kind of, it's kind of fun putting them away, but I mean I like putting like organizing my comic books and stuff. So, but still, it was pretty annoying. Yeah, but it's the legendary DXP isn't like the actual Marvel characters, right? Like getting the app version. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out. I mean, it's fine. I just know not to carry the cards with the handle anymore. Just make sure to carry it from the bottom, and there won't be any issues. That was my lesson learned. Also, I'm out of shape. Like I was winded from just like basically doing squats, picking up cards. I do have like a flatbed hand truck thing that I have for conventions. I'm gonna have to start using that. I think Raymond got the he ended up getting like the base set. The base set Guardians and I think the Fantastic Four expansions. He got it off of Facebook Marketplace, I think, for like $40. Oh, base set Dark City and in FF. I already told him about Board Game Geek and printing the dividers. What's up, Ricardo? On Facebook. Is this what I jam to when I get down with the Funkos? Only on the live stream, man. I have to play a bunch of copyright free music. Plus, it keeps me awake. Thanks, Ricardo. Hope you're doing well. You are you still in Goose Creek? Ricardo says, "Yeah, man, finally stayed home after I got out of the Corps. Wife and I run a mobile fitness business called Train for Living." Oh, right on. Has your business been hurting because of the pandemic stuff? Or are you able to uh, consult while like on Zoom or something, doing online classes and stuff? Is it like more personal training or? I know Facebook's got like a weird delay. You went virtually with everything. Awesome. Alright. Guess I can start sculpting. You personally train people in their own homes and through your app. That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's if anybody's watching this that need a personal trainer, come see my high school friend Ricardo Antonetti Sr. And it's train number 4 living. Anybody that's watching this video, watching the stream, go check them out. Let's see. Do Alex and I still do stuff together, like what I'm doing now? Alex moved to New Mexico, but he's still drawing comics and stuff. And back when there were still comic conventions, we were sharing tables when we could. But now that he moved to New Mexico, like we still do our podcast together every once in a while. Like he'll still record with us, and I still keep in touch with him. And I actually started writing a comic book that I was gonna get him to draw eventually, but haven't gotten around to finish writing it. But yeah, Alex Smith has some comic books on Comixology. You can probably check it out. I don't know if you can just search based on his name or not. What's the podcast called, and where can you find it? Yeah, the podcast is called Earth's Mightiest Podcast. And that's where we go over all the Avengers and X-Men comic books that come out every month. And it's the website is earthsmightiestpodcast.com, or you can just kind of search for Earth's Mightiest Podcast on like iTunes and Stitcher and wherever you get your podcast, pretty much. Yeah, whenever I get around to writing the book, I can get Alex to draw it, but he's been busy drawing, doing other comic work, so. And I have been busy with commissions with toys, so I haven't really been motivated to write. The one I'm sculpting now is it's an indie comic called Tuskegee Heirs. It's sort of like a play on the Tuskegee Airmen. It's written by a guy named Greg Burnham and an artist named Marcus Williams, and it's gonna be it's a pretty cool book. It sort of takes place in the future, where I guess there's not really any there aren't real pilots anymore. Like everything's remotely done, but there is like a group of there's these group of kids, or I guess they're more teenagers, that kind of that learn how to fly, like, on the low, until like they end up getting called to deal with some other stuff. But yeah, the reference picture is over in the corner. Yeah, so I'm kind of sculpting the aviator hat at the moment. Yeah, it's a cool book. You should check it out when you get a chance. If you still read comic books, that is. Or if not, still good. Worth checking out. Like they just released their issue 4, I think, earlier in the month, or earlier, maybe like a couple weeks ago. Awesome job, dude. Keep up the great work, and hopefully we can catch up face to face. Yeah, man. Definitely, and definitely take a look. And of course, you still read comic books. That's awesome. Good for you, man. Yeah. Hopefully we can start hanging out with people in person again. You know. Alright, man. Yeah, thanks for checking out the stream. And take care. Be safe out there. Looks a little lopsided. Maybe it's just the angle. Richie, have you tried the Mountain Dew Southern Shock yet? From Bojangles? Of course he did. What do you think? I know you're a Mountain Dew connoisseur. You're on the Mountain Dew Reddit. Yeah, what do you think? I thought it was pretty good. I get it's a little tangy. Tastes like liquid gummy bears. Eh? Honey, is that what you think?
What?
Southern Shock. Richie says it tastes like liquid gummy bears. I thought it was a little too tangy to be gummy bears. It was pretty good though. I mean, would I get it again? Probably not. But I'm kind of a Dr. Pepper person anyways. But it's good to change it up every once in a while. Speedway Spark is raspberry lemonade flavor. I've been drinking a lot of when I do drink soda, I usually been getting the getting Dr. Pepper cream soda. That's been my jam recently. Is there a mango flavored one yet? Richie says there's a KFC has one called Sweet Lightning. He says it's peach flavored. Also, if you like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch has a Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros now, and they're BOGO at Publix this week until Wednesday. I think Wednesday is the last day. Thursdays are usually when they have a new sale, but they're delicious. You got the Oreo churros. Yeah, usually I don't either. I've been kind of intermittent fasting, so I've been kind of skipping breakfast most of the time. But it's been lately when I have been eating breakfast, it has been a good breakfast. It's a good snack. Cause I don't know, they're lighter and they float in the milk a little better. Christine, hey. Wasn't sure if you were gonna come to the stream tonight. How are you doing? If you eat less sweets, you can go hard on the soda. Yeah. It's all about balance. It's what happens when you get old. Doing pretty well. Was a little busy. How are you? I'm doing alright. Just trying to get more commissions done. The to-do list never seems to shrink, which is a good thing, but your stream seems to be doing pretty well. Seems like usually really full of people now. Yes, the singing mode was a lot of fun. Yeah, anybody listening to this or watching this stream that hasn't followed my good friend Christine, you should give her a follow. And it's twitch.tv/SteinBrunson. You know, my ones of fans may give you a follow that if they don't follow you already. Gotta start somewhere though, right? Yeah, he's getting a lot further. He looks a little more normal now that he has a face. Or he has a painted face, at least. And the character's name is Justice, I think. And I think the book is called Justice. But it's like an indie publisher called Wingless Comics, I think. I don't really know anything about the character. I should probably look into that before I take on work. Like, make sure they're not like Comicsgate or something. Oh no, I didn't do anything else to the face, but it was just because it was blue and just faded white. It just didn't look like a person at all. I think the guy, this character can morph into like a lion type character. So, and I mean, at least based on the armor, it looks kind of like Egyptian god type. But like I said, I didn't read the book. But it looks cool. And it looks like the Gold Zero Ranger. Oh yeah, with the... I think I know what you're talking about. Although, my Power Ranger knowledge is... like, after you have the original cast, like, I don't think I paid attention at all after that. Oh, was he Jason? He was still around. And even then, like, I wasn't like a huge Power Ranger person. Yeah, like I think I stopped after they made the movie, like after the Ninja Rangers. I think that's where I kind of stopped. So like the Ninja ones were probably like the second iteration, I think. I had to make a Green Ranger Porg for Putong. I think it was sometime last year or 2 years ago. That's probably the last Power Ranger thing that I ever did. Was that Megaforce? I have no idea. Set my timer for 30 minutes. Still a little tacky. It's getting on my hands. It's gonna mess up my paint jobs if I don't get it off. Yeah, I'll take your word for it, Reggie. I think I was just like a year too late. A year too late getting in, like when Power Rangers came out. Like it was something I watched, but because I didn't have, it was only because I didn't have cable. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers had the most iconic guitar riff in all of cartoons. I'm trying to think of what other cartoons had a guitar riff. Sailor Moon's Crystal's guitar riff, if that counts. What about Gem? Was there a sweet guitar riff in that theme song? You would think there would be. Gem was pretty good, but Moon Pride had Marty Freeman playing it. It was 80s pop, not much guitar work. Okay. It's been a while since you watched what, Gem and the Holograms? Wasn't there like a movie supposed to be coming out? Or like a show, or supposed to be some kind of Gem and the Holograms thing? The Toys That Made Us on Netflix. Yeah, I did watch that episode, the Power Rangers episode on The Toys That Made Us. That's a really cool documentary. Oh, the Gem movie did come out, but it bombed hard. Yeah, watching the Toys That Made Us, I was like, I think if I ever were to get a day job again, I think like I would want to work at a toy company. Even if it was just like, just being like an admin assistant, or just crunching numbers for them. But it would be kind of cool to be helping with the toy designs in some way. Yeah, I mean, like the whole thing about when they're on a deadline, and like during the Star Wars episode where the guy ended up creating a Jawa out of like using like his sock, like just kind of last minute, and then that's when people started coining the phrase like kit bashing when it came to making new toys. And actually, one of my comedian friends that I knew in Atlanta, she moved to LA and she helped work on that show. I don't know to what capacity, or I don't know what she did exactly on the show, but she helped with it. Christine says, I do know one thing. Those first gen Power Ranger toys were built very well. There's a ton of them still in good shape at my parents' house. All the little kids in our family play with them still. Yeah, they look pretty sturdy. I never had any, but like I think I kind of wanted to just buy the Zord toys, just because, I mean, even when I was a Transformers fan, like I was all about like the combiner, type toys, and so yeah, like the Zords were right up my alley, but just never pulled the trigger on buying them. The Zords are really cool. That was my only reason for watching it, really, was just to check out the Zords. sculpted so many dreads on this guy. He might be too heavy once I put him on the flight stand. Might have to apply some of my structural engineering skills to make sure it holds up, doesn't tip over all the time. He is very top heavy. Samurai Megazord is cool because it helps you learn Japanese kanji. True that. Yeah, I haven't. Maybe I should start doing something like to make the hair like less heavy. Maybe like get it so the dreads are hollow, so it'd be a little lighter. But I haven't figured that out yet. That's the thing. It's like, and it's also like a bobblehead. That's what makes it even more unstable. I'm actually not a fan of the bobblehead Funko Pops. Like usually, if the Funko Pops that I do have, you hate the Funko bobbleheads too, Christine. Yes, the Shadow Cat one is great looking, but yeah, she falls over all the time. I think I had to do something for Alex's Shadow Cat Funko Pop too. Okay. So, you think that by making them bobbleheads, they skirted the action figure label? Yeah, because like only the Marvel ones are bobbleheads a lot of times. And usually what I ended up doing is I end up taking the head off and then kind of filling the hole in the head with like a roll up strip of foam tape, you know, like so it fits the peg, and then I just put it over that, and no more bobblehead. Christine, if you need me to do that for some of your Funkos for your Shadow Cat, just let me know. I'd be more than happy to help out. Star Wars, dude. Okay. Oh, if you get a bobblehead, you just keep it in the box. You can do it that way too. Or if you get like the the ticky tack stuff, like the poster, that poster putty stuff, you can probably like put that at the bottom of the base, and that'll keep her down, like planted on your desk or shelf or whatever. Lego can't sell Marvel minifigs outside of the set. Interesting. All you have to do is go to a convention and find that one vendor though that sells those. That sells those all of those Marvel off-market Marvel minifigures. That they're at every convention pretty much.
Go run and tell your friends my cities is whack.
There's a big election going on in Massachusetts right now. I don't know when the results are gonna come in. Guess I'll just check Twitter after the stream. Got some progressives, big name progressives that are trying to win in Massachusetts. Richie, I don't even know where you lean politically. Left of center. Gotcha. Yeah, at this point, I'm pretty much I guess the group is called Justice Democrats. You know, like your AOC Bernie Sanders types. Yeah, it's the Massachusetts primaries are tonight. There's a senator, the incumbent senator Ed Markey is the progressive candidate, and he's getting primaried by Joe Kennedy. Yes, I'm an extreme socialist. I'm a commie bastard. Marxist terrorist. according to people on the right. Yeah, Joe Kennedy is kind of a entitled shit dem that's trying to overthrow Ed Markey for no reason other than he just wants the seat. And then there's a for one of the House seats, a guy named Richie Neal is the incumbent, and he takes the most corporate PAC money out of any House representative. Like he's like the head of the Ways and Means Committee, and like I guess he had a chance. He had a chance to get Trump's tax, like New York State taxes, but didn't do it. And he's like one of the reasons why there's still like medical, like surprise medical billing and all this stuff. Like he's like one of the most corrupt Democrats in the House right now, probably one of the most powerful ones. And there's a guy named Alex Morse that's finally challenging him. So here's hoping he wins. And then what's it called? One of the quote unquote squad, the with like it's like Ayanna Pressley, Ilhan Omar, AOC, Rashida Tlaib. And Ayanna Pressley I think she has a primary. And she's from Massachusetts, or she's out of Massachusetts. I don't know who she's going against, though. I thought she was running, like, unopposed, but apparently not. Because I was getting emails about donating money to her. 5% in, and it's still way too close. For what race? On the Markey race or the Richard Neal? Markey is ahead. Nice. Five is a little too early to call it, of course. If Markey wins, it'll be something like, it'll be the first time like a Kennedy loses in a race or something like that. If I heard that right, if I remember reading that correctly. Like, the Kennedy family is such a dynasty. Christine, are you working on anything tonight? Drawing some character sketches for a comic. For your comic? For Bitter Sweet Sentinels? If Toph wins, do I get any kind of reward for getting 2 in a row? In regards to the fan vote? It's a horror one. Phantom 79. It's in that bloody drenched. Kickstarter. Nah, you don't have to give me anything. I was just kidding. I only won once. How can you say I'm the king? I still need to vote for Toph. Because I want to see that. Daryl, what's really good, son? Things are good, man. Just staying busy. Always staying busy, trying not to go crazy in this crazy year that is 2020. Yes, I'll remember to vote on your fan vote this time. I think I was actually one away from losing the losing one of the fan votes. I think we were one off. Daryl, how are you and the family doing? Yeah. Everybody loves Darkwing Duck. That Darkwing Duck turned out really good, Christine. Daryl says we're good. No complaints. Good. Good to hear. Daryl says, finding ways to stay sane here and there despite the, despite the 2020. Yeah, despite the year. The entire friggin' year. Yeah, like, if we got to a point where just like a meteor or an asteroid was coming, or if like kaiju started coming out of the ocean, I'd just be like, yeah, we probably deserve it. We had a good run. I would not be surprised at all. Yeah. Let's just hit... Can we just hit the reset button? Just reboot. Reboot the Earth. Turn it on and turn it back on. Turn it off and turn it back on again. Start back with cavemen again. Start over. I know we talked about this, Daryl, but I don't know if anybody else watching this saw, like, Herman Cain, who died of COVID. His Twitter account is still tweeting, and whoever's running it is like posting stuff about COVID not being a big deal. It just seems like such disrespect for like your boss that died of it. It's kind of messed up. I mean, why are you still using his account anyways? It's just so messed up. And all the replies are pretty much like, "Are you dead?" I mean, like, I hate to make talk bad about the dead, but the hell, man. Let the dude rest in peace. Yeah, Christine, they take whatever platform they can find, it seems. Daryl, Herman Cain's tweeting from heaven like, that all you got, COVID? Is Herman Cain really in heaven though, Daryl? I'm not the one to judge, but just saying. Touche. Oh, Daryl, I got Richard pretty good yesterday. And for folks who don't know, I help out my good friend Richard with his finances and stuff. So I kind of helped him put together this spreadsheet of kind of getting a budget together for him, so he can manage his finances. Well, like he was showing his, he had me on speakerphone, right? And he was kind of showing his girlfriend, with the spreadsheet, because he was trying to show her how he handles his budget and everything. So he had me on speakerphone, and while she was listening, so I was just like, all right, Richard, so how much did you spend on prostitutes this month? And then I was just like, because I know you spent a lot last week, and so that might take away from your cocaine budget. And he's just like, V, man, like, why did you have to, like, why didn't you do that? And then it was like, and then the spreadsheets on on Google Sheets, right? Like Google Documents. So I'm allowed to edit things, like in real time. And then I put a row in the expenses for like babies mamas. While he was like showing her the spreadsheets. It was a good time. A little spreadsheet humor. They had a good laugh about it. But yeah, you would be proud, Daryl. You can just be like, got him. Yes, Christine. Peak nerdiest spreadsheet humor. I'm all about it. I actually had this idea um, to like offer like project management for artists friends because I've always been pretty good about that. You know, I guess maybe just because I worked a 9 to 5, you know, a 9 to 5 for I don't know for a good 12 years, you know, so I've always had that part down packed before I became an artist. And I notice a lot of my artist friends don't don't have that ability. But at the same time, it's like most of my artist friends aren't really making that much where they could possibly pay me. But I mean, I've offered it for free though, you know, just kind of just meeting them, just you know just meet just like maybe just like a once a week meeting, and just you know just kind of figuring out what they need to do that week, or you know like managing budgets and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and anybody listening that's one of my friends, I'll do it. More than happy to help out. Yeah, a lot. That's what I noticed. A lot of artists are aren't great at the business side. They're just good at the art side, which is why once you get to a certain level, you end up getting agents, right? That do that part for you. But I'm probably at a point where I get a little crazy with it. And it's funny because like I've even actually helped out some of my artist friends, just kind of meeting them once a week, and then after it always ends up getting to a point where I can't even get them to do that. I can't even get them to meet to figure out what they need to do. Christine says Scott usually helps you with most of it, and then you got a tax person that helps with the stuff at the end. Still, you can do better. Yeah, we can all do better. Daryl says I'm gonna read these regrets a story and put them to bed. Catch up later. All right, man. Yeah, thanks for coming to hang out for a bit. Give the family my love. Be safe out there. Yeah, Christine, if you need like a spreadsheet to keep up with all your sales and finances and stuff, like I can send you mine if you need it. If you need something to stay organized. But Scott might already have you covered. Oh, good. I'm glad it helped. But yeah, finding out that you can log in like log cash, cash sales on Square, like did wonders. Need to be better about setting goals and keeping up with getting stuff done. Slowly getting there. Yeah, so much easier to get track of. You may want to look into there's something called bullet journaling, and I kind of use it. It's sort of like a it's almost like just like a slightly more complicated to-do list. And it's sort of something that I do like weekly. And then like you kind of list out everything that you need to do, like with bullet points. And then whenever you get it done, you mark an X through the dot, right? And then if you don't get it done, when you update your new entry, right, you write it you make a caret, like a greater than sign at the bullet, meaning that you're carrying it over to the next week. And it's like a good way of like keeping everything that you need to do like in front of you at all times, right? And like I put everything in there, right? Like anytime that like I have an idea for like a joke or like a story idea, and you just write in a book, right? And then like write in a notebook, and then like in the notebook you can have like a table of contents, and the whole point of having those is like you can with the table of contents, you can just put it, just leave it like 2 or 3 pages blank for your table of contents, and you're supposed to number every page with your journals. So like whenever you have like a book idea or a drawing idea or something like that that's worth noting in your table of contents, you can list it there, right? So if I have like I know all my like what pages all of my joke ideas or all of my comic book ideas and things of that nature are all in one thing. Like if you go to the website about like bullet journaling, like it gets like really complicated, but I just kind of like to do like a simplified version with like on a weekly basis. It's something I just update on a weekly basis, but I put like everything there, like even this is like take out the trash and like clean the bathroom and stuff like that, because it makes me feel better like checking stuff off, even as simple as they are. Makes me feel like I'm being more productive than I actually am. I think he just has a goatee. I don't think it's a full-on beard. Or it's just like doesn't connect to his sideburns. You have a Google Word doc that you put weekly plans in. Yeah, you put easy stuff in there too. It's just for good motivation. I don't know. Part of me thought about just doing the Google Doc, but I feel like actually writing it out like helps me remember things. And so I usually write it all out. But whatever works for you. Everybody's different. Yeah, I learned all of this with I learned all of this from Kelly Sue DeConnick. I mean, and she's pretty successful. Kidding. She's very, very successful. Yeah, like I remember hearing like an interview, like she, because like she takes care of the kids and stuff. Like she like gets up like at 3 in the morning to do her writing, because she takes care of her kids and everything. Talking to her was part of why you decided to be brave enough to get into comics. Wow. It might be a while since I talked with her, but she like knows me by name, which is crazy. Like it was I think it was like the year that Captain Marvel, like her run of Captain Marvel came out, and like this was, I think it was like the first year we had a table at Heroes Con, and she was there. And I never ended up selling the Captain Marvel that I made, and so I just gave it to her, and she remembered me since, First time you went to Heroes Con, you stopped at your table to get rescue number 1. And the Green Goblin story she signed. Didn't have a big line, but Matt did. James was almost 1. That's awesome. Yes. So she, ever since then, she asked where your table is. Yeah, she's so personable. It's so cool. It was funny. I think we were with one of Alex's friends, and she walked by. Like she walked by, and he's like, "Oh shit, that's Kelly Sue DeConnick," and then we're like, "Hey, Kelly Sue," and she's like, "Hey," and then like she gave us a high five, and he like, our friend was just like, his mind was blown, like you guys know her. They're like, yeah. And like we actually interviewed her on the on our podcast too. Yeah. Let's see. I need gold. Yeah, the milk fed panels that that her and Matt Fraction would do are always great. And Chip Zdarsky is just a nut. He cracks me up. That is one silly guy. And that's putting it mildly, right? Have you read Sex Criminals yet, Christine? Awesome. Yeah, so you read it and you're maybe like an issue or two behind. Yeah. I'm probably behind even more than that. Like I still get them, but I haven't read any. I'm probably like maybe like 5 or 6 issues behind. So good. And it's hard to kind of sell people on the book at first. Like you're trying to tell somebody about the book without sounding like a total creep. Like it sounds like I'm describing like a hentai or something like that. He's like, yeah, so it's a girl that finds out that when she orgasms, she stops time. And, no, but for real, it's really funny. It's a really good book. You should read it. Wait, where are you going? You always have to check your books when your nephew asks if he can read read your comics. Yeah. Gotta keep those off to the side. Does James read any comic books? Like, what is he like in these days? Oh yeah, if he's almost if he can almost drive, he can deal with sex criminals. If he plays online video games, there's nothing in that book that could be worse than what he hears online. He mostly reads chapter books, but he has read some Star Wars comics, and Miles Morales comics. Oh, okay. I remember doing comedy at a comic book convention once, and like some kids were in the audience, and then like we had to we had to initially ask if it was okay to curse and all that stuff. And then my initial question to the kids are just like, do you play? I was like, do you play Xbox Live? And then all of them said yes, and I'd be like, well, nothing that we say is ever gonna be as bad. Your nephew reads a lot of manga, so talks about that a lot. His parents are divorced, so I try not to cause any waves in their different parenting style. I gotcha. Better safe than sorry. Or if you know if one of the parents you don't like, then you can do it just to lob a little grenade and walk away. You get asked if Undead Norm is okay for kids, and then you ask if they watch Walking Dead, and if they say yes, I'm like, you should be fine. That's a good way to work it. I may actually finish this this Justice Pop tonight, or at least get close to finishing. Just got to do some details with the gold trim, some gold lines here and there, and touch up some other areas. Oh, I also have another box ready to info to already send you. Do you want me to go ahead and send it to you later on, or do you want me to wait till you finish the one I have for you to do? Just kind of take it one at a time. I don't want to stack up your to-do list. The last thing I want to do is stress you out with the stuff I need you to do. You're getting it done lately. That's good. I'm starting to worry. You know, like you're my third person to you're my third person to work on boxes. You know, I'm gonna starting to think it's me. All right, you gotta go. Okay. Well, thanks for hanging out, Christine. Have a good night, and I'll send you the info later, either tonight or tomorrow. Have a good night. Did I ever check out Rise of the TMT? I have not watched it yet. A lot of people were talking shit about it for a while, but like people in animation that I really respect, like artists that I really respect, are talked about how great it actually is. So maybe I'll actually check it out. Like at first I didn't like their initial designs, so I never gave it a shot. You watched the first 2 episodes, it's trash. Yeah. Maybe like technically the animation is really well done despite the bad character designs. And I didn't like the idea that like Raph was the leader and stuff like that. I mean, I don't mind like some change ups here and there, but I really like the Nickelodeon, like the CGI version, like the one before this. So kind of didn't really, and then like the IDW comic was really good at the time too. So kind of had my Ninja Turtles thirst quenched. So I felt like I didn't really need to really watch Rise of the Turtles. Corin, what's up, man? Still chained to the desk? Yes. Toys gotta be made. Santa don't play. Yeah, I didn't reply to you because I was streaming, obviously. I usually go about 3 hours, so probably probably gonna take this stream to about like 10:30. How's Jacksonville? Are you gonna keep watching Rise of the Turtles, Richie? You gonna keep giving it a try? Maybe it needs a few episodes to get better. Hell no, you watched those episodes maybe a year ago. Justin's is almost done. his braids came off. That's no good. Nothing a little super glue won't fix. What did I do? When I was moving, I was stretching out the wings out so I can paint under the arms in the back there, and somehow it pushed one of the dreads off. Because the sculpt doesn't, it'll come off clean sometimes. Like, it happens. Like, it's not completely bonded there, and it can come off very easily, but nothing a little super glue won't fix. What Kickstarters are you supporting? I actually have two. There's actually two Kickstarters using my Funko Pop designs as a reward that are going on right now. Street Fighter miniatures game and Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. Are those both board games? Well, the miniatures game. It's obviously a board game, but who do you play with? Or do you just get it to collect? Like, did you used to go to gaming stores to play? Were you able to before the pandemic, were you able to get Raymond to play? Eventually have game nights. Yeah. The paint is really separated in this bottle. You got John and Marie into One Night Ultimate Werewolf. Okay. Yeah, I think I remember playing it once. I think. Played it at a friend's house. Do you paint your own miniatures? You only have Gotham City Chronicles right now, but you're lazy. Yeah, like I pretty much just have Legendary Marvel, and I have the Legend of Korra, like the Pro Bending Arena game. But I haven't really. I think I played the Pro Bending Arena game with Raymond once, but we were like the instructions were so complicated, or it was just hard to follow. Like, we didn't really play it that much, and that was probably the last time I played it. Like, I ended up watching like a walkthrough playing the game, and that made much more sense than the actual instructions. But it looked pretty fun. One of these days I'll play it. You have a lot of Marvel games. Five-minute Marvel at Walmart for $5. Alright. I think I'm done with Justice. Yeah, looks pretty good. If I say so myself. I'll wait till he completely dries and before I put him on the flight stand. And then the Able for Tuskegee Heirs. I got most of the sculpt work done, but still got a little bit of the goggles and the rest of the jacket. But I think that's I think I'll just go ahead and call it a night. It is 10:30, and thank you all for joining me on this live stream. And yeah, go to my website comedianviet.com or follow me at comedianviet, and give me a follow on Twitch if you haven't already. Twitch.tv/comedianviet. And with that, everybody, thanks again for joining me. I'm gonna do this every Tuesday and Sunday. And yeah, be safe out there. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear your masks. Take care out there. Good night.